Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I thought I would bring out this 347 Coleman alcohol stove. They use these in the 40s, 50s. I'll throw up the year exactly on the screen so you guys know. But I want to try to get it running, and we'll make a pot of coffee on it. But I think it's really cool. There's not a lot of information. If you actually search it up on YouTube, there's no one has ever did a video of this. Don't know why. So maybe it's that rare. I don't have, normally these would fit in almost like a stove type setting where this would enter, sit inside. You would have a grate. You would have a grate up here to cook on, so you wouldn't actually be cooking on these two supports right here. We don't have anything to cook up here with, so I'm going to use them, and it's only going to be the weight of the water. These are pretty strong, but they weren't intended, you know, to be cooked on. It's almost like a grill in a way, your barbecue grill, and then this would come in and out. Thought it was a really cool piece. I came upon it, looked it up. Like I said, no information on it. So I said, you know what, I'll take a chance on it. It's really, really clean. All the way around. The nickel's coming off. Looks like it's got a brass font. And it looks to be like maybe like a steel bottom on this. I might just leave it that way. We might just polish it up and just leave it with the brass and the nickel. But it's clean all the way around. I did notice the cap. It's got cracks, so we might as well change it. It has obviously your valve right here, but it also has this that says lighter on it. And I'll bring you around. So you got this one right here that says lighter. And that twist. Let's see if it stops or comes out. Okay, so you got a little jet. It's actually pretty clean if you think about it. This was exposed to the elements, but this wasn't. Yeah, might as well take the check valve out and check it out. Oh yeah. Now on regular lanterns or stoves, it's not that many turns you got to do to take the pump cup out, but this one ain't bad. Ain't too many threads. So I had to order a new valve stem remover tool. So the one I had, I loved, worked great, but the teeth went kind of weird. So it's like almost in. This one bent this way, this one bent that way. So I'm not too sure what happened. I don't know if it was too loose and I went to tighten it. It's my fault, obviously, but or it's just cheap. I'm not sure. But it worked great until it did that. So I ordered one from a different. I don't know if you guys all have these or not, but what I liked about this one is it had the large and the small. And then you have your bushing that would go over whichever one you don't use. So you can put threaded rod through the wing nut, because you can't really wing nut come down and hit this. So they made a slip no matter which side you're on. Then it would be your washer and your wing nut. So pretty nice design based on this. It's going to be one of these. Might as well check it out with the light. How's it look? Not bad. It's actually pretty clean. clicking in there, so we'll try it. If not, then we'll have to inspect it further and see what we come up with. But it just, nothing fits in this thread pitch. And I got 8 different sizes here and nothing's working, so. Friends, cheers. This leather is oiled, and I'm just going to dab more. I got to start wearing my little shop apron. I was getting splatter from working out here on my clothes. Depending on what you're working on, sometimes you can get away with it. Really? I had it in and I pulled it out. Come on. Man. Yep, you gotta laugh. There we go. Alright, we got it. Let's see. Yeah, I like that a lot better. We'll roll with that. So what we got right here, a little pressure gauge that works. With the lanterns here. Thing about this is you really got to crank down on it for some reason, but alright, so what we're looking for here is we're just seeing, is it staying still, is it moving, am I losing pressure, am I holding pressure? And it looks like we are good. It is staying on one and it's not moving. Perfect. You know, after you do it a bunch of times, it's not bad. I enjoy it now. And when I first started, I hated it. I was like, oh man, that change of seal. But so I told you guys that I was running low on this. I did get some more in. That's the information. It was on eBay. Oh yeah, it's just, yeah, nice and easy on this one. You could use a knife tip if you had to, flathead screwdriver if you don't have one of these. It's not the end of the world, you can still, this just makes it a lot easier. Or something, we'll do this. Sometimes you just gotta help it a little. I kind of just like to do like little taps, you know. I don't want to put indentations in that at all. Just little taps. Perfect. Success. So I think in today's video, let's just try to get it running. Once it runs, I'm going to take everything apart and do a little bit more in-depth polishing and cleaning. But I thought we would just see if it runs today. Or is this just a decorative piece? You know, we'll see. For this, it takes denature alcohol fuel. It's an alcohol stove. A little extra in it, that way I we'll leave some in it. A lot of you guys in the comments were saying that how you like to leave fuel in it rather than store them dry. So that's what I've been doing. If I went through on all these lanterns and had to get the fuel out, we'd have gallons because they're all half or more. Check the pressure with this gauge just to see where we're at with fuel. Sometimes when you don't have fuel in it, you try to get a reading, just trying to pump, you know. So let's try it with some right on 1. So let's close the valve here. Close. But what I do is I tell myself the 1 psi 1 minute. If it doesn't leak at least 1 psi in a minute, then I'm good with it. If it's over 1 psi and when I hit the 1 minute mark, then I know I got an issue somewhere. So I just got to figure out where that issue is. If you keep having troubles, Gene, great guy, he suggests doing a dunk tank situation to see where it's coming from. We're still at 1. It's been about 1 minute, so we're good with that. Bring you in so you can see. This is the preheat cycle. So we just want to use this lever to do the preheat. Once the preheat comes, I said after, and it's been a while for the old girl, so let it clear out. Get the coffee ready. Look at that. This doesn't have a year on it, but I will put something on the screen if I find it. Something. I'll put when these were made. Coleman 347. 348 was the model number of the cabinet in which this would go into. Pretty cool. So we're definitely going to do a restore job in this. Polish everything. We'll take stuff apart. I wanted to make sure it runs and make sure it was a good runner. We'll get our coffee stuff together. Right. I was excited to get this one fired up for you guys. Yeah, especially since they didn't date these. But some spots they buffed a little too much and went through the nickel into the brass font. But we'll just buff it and leave it the way it is. Get it shining real good and looking real good. I'm gonna say at least the 50s. I just walked over to the shelf and said, let's fire this one up. Pretty cool piece of Coleman history, especially since we got it to fire up. Alright, grab a random lantern, fire it up. I like to use my stuff. Nothing I got here is for a museum. It's all to be used. So, there we go. Yeah, the match is kind of getting towards the end of their life. You come over here, give her a couple pumps. There you have it. I'll start firing up, even if we do a stove, I'll fire up a lantern for the background. Friends, thanks for hanging out as we went through this stove. I was very unfamiliar with it, so I was kind of going into uncharted waters here, literally, since it belongs in a boat. But I kept telling myself, oh, don't do it, you'll make yourself look stupid, you know, if you do put a video out you don't know nothing about. And I've read the instruction manual a bunch of times, but there's no video on YouTube with a 347. So I am the first one. I am no way at all a experience. I just started my whole Coleman collection slash, you know, thermos, no matter what it is. If it's a lantern or stove, you know, I at least want to check it out. But I just started, so. But I figured, you know, you can't learn anything if you don't try, and I don't mind posting my failures, because maybe somebody else out there will do the same thing and they see, hey, it happened to this guy. So, but either way, turned out great, ran great. I'll leave. It's got a half a tank in it. We'll leave it for now. We are going to do a video on that of taking everything apart, cleaning it. And I think I'll put that video out once I get done making the cabinet, so it can be like a whole video showing the cabinet and the stove, and we can cook something. So, thanks for hanging out. Cheers, friends. We'll see you on the next video. First ever on YouTube, 347 stove. Hasn't ran in a long time, needs to clear out.